Hi guys. So I'm Tarun Ratnaika. I know this is. I think it's been a long time since I have done a podcast, almost 5 to 6 months. I know that I couldn't do it. I've sent some explanation that I have this kind of stuff. I was doing this kind of stuff. So I asked one of my. So I can say like we know for a long time, and we will introduce ourselves in future podcasts as well. So you guys will get to know who are we, and for now, I'm gonna say like he's a medical student. I think his age is 21 plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I guess it right. So anyway, so we are going to do kind of a stuff that how AI meets medicine, and we are going to start our first podcast like this. So I'm going to hand over this session to Lasith to introduce himself, and we can move on.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name's Lasith. Lasith, I'm a medical student, so I'm currently studying at Monash in Victoria. And we will be, as starting to mention, we will be discussing how AI meets medicine. Um, I'm involved in understanding how the ethical concerns around AI and its use in medical facilities in Australia. And Tarindu will be able to explain the relevance of the AI in Sri Lanka and also kind of how it works.
Okay, good. So, as you guys know, that this is the kind of podcast that we've been doing for a long time. So, no need to worry, Lasit. So, you can just casually stay here and say the words. And okay, so we'll start like this. So first of all, let's say that what's happening in with your life, and we can just move on to the topics. So okay, let me do
Yeah.
first that one. So I know that
Okay.
you're a bit confused. So kind of I'm involved in that I'm working for an Australian based company, Australian New Zealand based company. So I'm doing some kind of testing stuff there, software testing stuff, and so and in the meantime I did started my masters. So I'm doing that one as well. So that's what's happening in my life these days, and I know that it's a bit critical situations going on Sri Lanka. So, but anyway, we are happy. We want to do more stuff. We want to do more things. So that's why we have focus on these kind of things. So what's happening with your life?
Yeah, I've just finished up my third year of medical school, so I've done clinical placements, a year in the hospital, so got to experience all of the most of the medical specialties. And through that, I guess, kind of had exposure to how things work, like in terms of charting information and that kind of thing as well. Other than that, I've just started my vacation days, so um, just been on holiday for the last month over Christmas. Had my birthday come up as well, so
Yeah, I
it's
know
good.
that. So the viewers can wish
Yeah.
him a birthday, happy birthday as well. So anyway, I know that those who are listening from Sri Lanka and listening and watching us from Sri Lanka, they know that they don't. I mean, I have to say this. I think you have the experience from your father as well, so they don't get that kind of vacation because I have a
Mm.
friend who's doing medical as well. I mean, who's in as a medical student. He's final year, so I had a recent chat with him. I mean, couple of days ago, and I told that I'm going to start some kind of stuff with you. So he said that, brother, he got time. Yeah, I said yes. He has some time because he's on his vacation. Okay, what's the? I mean, he asked me the what time period that they are giving as a vacation. So I told him like 1 month, maybe 2 months, maybe. Yes. You know what? He said like this. You know what? That for the last 4 years, I never got any vacation, man. So that's how Sri Lankan medical students are working like that. So that's kind of different for Sri Lankan medical students. But anyway, I know that both are equally working hardly. They have to study, not like us, because we are need to do easy stuff. That's the way that we have to do because otherwise you guys will not found any future solution for your problems because we have to find the easiest and boring way how we can sort out the problem. So that's why IT and medical or medicine is different from those areas. But now we are came to join those two. So how we going to join those two? So okay, shall we move on to the topic?
Yeah.
In the meantime, you can talk about the movies that related to these kind of things, that the topics that we are talking. So you can just say, and give me 1 second. I need to check the recording again. Yeah, that's working. Okay, right. So this is the first question that I have, Lasit. Not kind of interview question. So I've been working on a project that called Smile Migraine for a long time. Still on
Hmm.
R&D process, research and development process. So, what my question is that I know that most of the people, because of the screens and the time period that they are spending on the screen, and maybe some disorders that they have been, um, I mean, like even though for me, for 1 year, I had migraine. Migraine, I think Australia it's called migraine, right?
This is called migraine. Yeah.
Migraine. Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So okay, let's go with migraine. So I've been suffering from slight migraine. I'm not saying that it's on a critical condition, because I know that I've been using specs for a long time. I think around 7 to 8 years, and you know that my screen time is mostly, will leave the mobile phone away, but with
Yeah.
the laptop and computers, I have to spend more than 17 hours per day for screen. So so I came up with a solution that those who are suffering with migraine, we can give them a game like a mobile game. So we can ask them to play that one, and um, for example, let's say like there's a black screen, so one
Hmm.
white dot will move. Okay, you got it. So in a time to time, for example, for the we can move like dot will be go to one corner in first second, and when it's go to 2 3 seconds, then it will go into another corner. So the person or the guy using that mobile application or the game, he can just touch that one, and we can calculate the time. So that's the solution that I came up with. Whether his what do you call that, what's the time that he's taking to touch that one. Okay, so I need to put some AI stuff into this. So how you think that we can, like, how you think with your medical perspective, what we can do here? What are things that we can improve to get that whoever the person is using the game or the application, what we can do to him to come to this mobile application, and what we can ask him to give the good medical prescription that you will suffer from migraine.
Sorry, you're saying so there's this game, right?
Yeah,
And then you have to move your eyes around, and
yeah,
there's dots that
yeah.
move around, and that is because these guys need breaks because of the eye strain, suffering from migraines, headaches as well. Um, so like how I should try and encourage them to use this app, or
Yeah, I kind of encourage,
yeah, yeah,
but I know that it on IT perspective, what I can do there. So what I want from you,
mm,
that was the idea that I had. I know that who are suffering from migraine, so they can get easily some eye issues. They won't be able to
yeah,
move their eyes like a normal person. So how we can give
yeah,
a prescription like using this mobile application? It's not AI kind of stuff. I will explain the AI thing what I can
mm,
implement here. I think I I asked it from you, so that's my bad. Sorry.
yeah.
So what I need, how we can give a prescription like you may suffer from migraine. You have to check on like that.
Yeah, I mean, we can obviously, before we give prescriptions, I guess when you're trialing this sort of thing, like any sort of treatment or therapy, you have to implement it in research and then see how effective it is. So we'll have to like compare between different groups, right? So people who are on screens for how many hours a day, up to, I don't know, 12, 14, comparing between other variables like the level of stress in their life, other screen time exposure, work, and personal, and what their symptoms specifically are. Obviously, it depends on person to person. Some people may have full on migraines where they are very nauseous, even vomiting. Some may just have the headache. Some, yeah, it depends. And some have aura, which is the um, kind of spots that you see before you get the migraine. Some don't. So I guess we'll have to assess the effectiveness of that. by trialing it. And then after we've done that, we've determined it's effective or not, then I'm sure once GPs and other practitioners have read up on it, they'll be happy to offer it as a treatment if it is deemed effective.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I got a clear idea about that, how we can
Mm,
do that one. So
mm,
okay, in the meantime, that's what I have planned there. So not only that game, that's a simple solution that I found. So what I have planned there, like we can detect their face using AI technology.
mhm.
So and mostly we have to use. I think you may have heard of machine learning, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to use machine learning there. So what I have planned, like uh, maybe let's take that you're suffering with not migraine. You don't know about migraine, so you're suffering with migraine. So what I'm doing to like I'm going to do there, not only me, I have team for that run. So so we are going to ask them to record their face when they're suffering with headache. Maybe I know that those who are suffering with migraine, they are in the morning time, they're getting a huge headache. So we ask is asking them to record their face, then we can cut those videos to little photos, and we can check the movement. So is that effective? We can get easily. I know I'm asking from you, like can we get using that? So there will be some face expressions and eye movements on that video. So is it usable? Can we use that and forget some idea that this person may suffering with migraine or not?
I think that's a difficult question to clarify because we are not really sure how that sort of links to the migraine as well. Like facial expressions, I guess by just looking at someone's face and eyes, it's hard to determine the extent of their condition. There are lots more things we have to assess, like the onset, the duration of the migraines, the intensity of the headaches, and once again, the symptoms. Um, Obviously, to develop something like this, I'll have to look into it as well. And I don't think there's too many solutions out for this at the moment, but definitely something to explore. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So, I mean, like in the first 5 to 10 minutes, we went through some deep conversation. So, okay, let's
Mm,
move a little bit for easy ones. Like you can ask something that
mm.
you're suffering. I mean, not suffering. You had your
So,
in mind about AI technology, so you can ask something from me. Yes, go ahead.
just related to like,
Yeah, anything
uh,
related to maybe AI. So I know that our topic is AI. So I have to say, like, I did one podcast with one of my friends. So we just started from Big Bang Theory, and we have ended
yeah.
on when we are going. I mean, for the edge of the podcast, we ended that one on philosophy. So that's how it happened.
Okay.
So that's okay. All
I
okay,
see.
mate.
I see.
Yeah, that's good. So you can just
Yeah.
ask
I
anything.
mean, I guess it's a kind of broad question. Just like to know what your opinion is on bias in AI and AI systems.
So
Like,
okay, like for now, in our technology world, so we you know what, for our company as well, we bought ChatGPT 4. So we asking
mhm.
our employees, not like my colleagues, those who are under me and over me, so my seniors also using AI technologies, because if we are not using that one, we may lost in the middle, because we have to get something from AI as well. But recently I found out that about ChatGPT, the OpenAI.
Yeah, of course.
I think
Yeah.
you may have read that news as well. I don't know. I don't remember the name, don't know what the person is. Kind of I think he's from India, but he was working at America, I guess. Though I don't remember the name, but I recently found out that he he got something from OpenAI. He works for OpenAI for a long time, and he was a main key for OpenAI team, and he resigned. And after that, he came for an interview, and he said, like, I have so many things to say about OpenAI. So those who are using OpenAI. So for example, let's say it like this. So for now, even though starting before this podcast, I just went to Gemini and just typed that what are the questions that I can ask for a medical student related to
Hmm.
AI. So what he knows about it. Okay, that's the easiest way that we are doing it. But when you
Yeah.
go back to 3 to 4 years back, you may have to spend one more day to collect the questions and answers as well.
Yes, that's right.
So
Yeah.
now how it happens, I know that I think what's the year that you have started your degree program?
Yeah, started in 2022.
2022. So okay,
Yes.
so I
Yeah.
think I did started my one on 2020, so a couple
Hmm.
of years ago before you. And on that time there was no much of AI. When, okay,
Yeah.
so I remember that when we had our first semester in our university, we had some assessments. So we had to go for maybe online library, and we have to search for books, and we had to get details from those books, and we had to spend more time. Then when it's come to my third year, and I remember that we had a not a in-course assessment. We call that in our degree program we have in-course three in-course assessment per subject, and they are giving marks for that turn. We had one online in-course assessment because our people, I mean, like my colleagues at my university, they didn't do well on first two. So
Mm.
I personally went to lecturer and asked about, can you give one online assessment? He also know that we are going to copy. So but anyway, I did ask from him because we need to pass out perfectly, because they are giving 40% marks for the final paper using assessments, I mean in course assessment. So I did ask from him and he gave one. So I remember that we were at hostel, and it's kind of different from your ones. I think in Sri Lanka there are four beds in one room, so
Mm.
four tables likewise. So the whole people in one room, we are doing one assessment, and everyone opened separate, like for example, let's take that I did open chat gpt, and one person open Gemini, and one person cloud AI. Likewise, everyone's
Mm.
everyone in their tabs, they have opened some AI tool, and we've been searching for the same question there. You're just copying that one and pasting there, so that's how it impact to us in Sri Lanka. So we are not spending more time to learn, but we are trying to get easiest way depending on kind of AI. But I don't think that's good, because when it's come to when you're depending on something. Okay, let's for example, let's say that if AI technology is going downhill, like when you're walking up tomorrow, when you're walking tomorrow, like there's no AI. You gonna do? So you may have assessments.
Mm.
You don't know what's the way that maybe the deadline is near, so you have to go for a libraries and search for the books, and you have to spend more things. So the impact is really bad. I know that people have to use, but they have to lean on other things as well. Whenever you are
Mhm.
doing something on using on AI, you have to go for it, and we have to search for the references books, and you have to read went through those things as well, because so much of people have spent their time, their valuable time and money for those kind of things. And I know that the references are better than AI. So that the answer that you want from me.
Yeah, I mean, like it's the same with like our uni as well. Obviously, like they had to implement policies saying the use of AI is should be and the extent of which should be clarified in your assignment, which you are allowed to use to an extent for like idea generation, but that extent has to be clarified. Obviously, you can't use it for the whole thing, right? That'd be silly, right? Um, but I guess they've had to come to this compromise anyway. Because obviously students are going to use it regardless, even for ideas. And now they are like running the AI checkers and stuff for the amount of plagiarism that's possible. But with that said, it's still like you said, it's still encouraging the use of AI. The fact that you can generate these ideas, even use it to generate the specific sources that are relevant to these ideas. Then you don't have to do the detailed research yourself. You can just go to the resource and look at it straight away instead of typing into Google Scholar or whatever platform, a Monash library, whatever you may have to use otherwise. So that can be a bit of a problem, but at the same time, it can make things more efficient, I
Y-
guess.
yes.
Yeah,
So
double-edged sword.
yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So I have one question from you. So um like I said earlier, so even though me, I'm doing this thing as well. Whenever I got
Mm.
cold, maybe fever, so now I'm not
Mm.
trying to move for a doctor. I'm just
Yeah.
explaining my things on things
Yeah.
to AI, and he will give me a description. You can get this kind of medicine for the specific period, maybe 5 days, 3 days, and most of the time it works, man. So what's your opinion that people are using to get prescription for their um, health health stuff, like
Mm.
getting medicine from AI? I mean the prescription
Yeah.
from AI.
Yeah.
What's your opinion about that?
I mean, it's once again, I guess we have to determine the extent to which the AI is actually taking over, well, not taking over, I guess involved in prescriptions. So, are the doctors using the AI at like clinics to assist with the prescriptions? Are the patients using them at home to get the prescription recommendations? Or are the patients going to be using it at home to get the prescriptions itself? If it's just for recommendations, like obviously you'll have patients come in and always say that I had look online and says this drug is good, whatever, right? That itself highlights the main problem here. The AI can't give the specific drugs every time or medications, treatments that every patient needs all the time. It can give recommendations, sure, but you'll always need an opinion from a person to clarify whether it's actually relevant to you. Um, because there will be a lot of let's say you have fever, right? They're not sure what the cause of this fever is. So if you look up drugs that are used for fever, it could give you all the way from antibiotics to just basic Panadol, or not sure any drug. It could give you a lot of drugs. And if you let the AI take control of this, it's easy to see how people can get the wrong medicines, lead to serious consequences. I think that's the main issue at play here. And also, even if if the AI was better at giving prescriptions, still, especially considering how new it is, how many errors there may be in the AI system. So there'll always need to be sort of dependency on the practitioner to. Uh, so you always have to go in my opinion, to see the doctors to get the prescription.
Okay, so if you have anything, you can ask. Yes.
Hmm?
Oh, if you can ask some questions from me. Yes. So so this is the first
Ah,
podcast. That's why we are like this. So I
yeah,
mean, time to time we will change the way that we are talking, and
yeah,
hopefully we will try to get some invitees as well
yeah,
from both sides. So once it's done, I mean, like we have to start anyway, like like I so we
yeah,
have to start anyway. So that's why we do like this.
yeah. Of
So
course. Yeah.
so you can ask anything that you have in your mind.
Uh, I mean, I think what we all kind of want to know is not when, what do you think is needed for the AI to really reach its full potential and be the maximum efficiency, or the best, the most least errors?
Okay, so first of all, this is the fact that I've known for long time. So what we are seeing now as AI, they have implemented that one more than 20 years ago. Okay, now you can see the impact that they have done. Those who
Mm,
have invented that, they have invented it on, I think, around 20 years ago. So now we are seeing that one. So it has done, I think, huge impact to each and every industry. For example, let's say like there was one recent thing going on technology industry. There was one AI called software engineer. So it was going to replace the software engineer position. Whatever the prompt that you give, he will create it. Okay. So and in the meantime, within couple of months, they have found that it was fraud, and
mm,
the person who was invented that and he was trying to scam everyone and gather some money. So you know that if you are implementing something, For example, let's say that I'm doing some kind of outside project as well. So before the client give me the full amount of money, I'm not going to give uh, full project to him. For example, let's take a website. So I'm not trying to give the full website access to the person before he gives money for me. I mean, the full amount of money that I was asking from. And that's how we pretending getting scammed. Likewise, so that's kind of thing. So what I was trying to say, like, I know that the things that we are seeing now as AI, it was invented on 20 more than 20 years ago. We know that how the impact was came and what's the impact they have done. So can you imagine what are things that they are now implementing can impact us in next 20 years? So that's huge,
Mm.
mate. I know that we
Yeah.
can't live without AI in future. We may have to go for it. For example, there's one movie called Free Guy. I think you may have watched that one.
Free guy.
Yes.
No, I haven't actually.
So okay. Can I spoil that one?
Ah, it's all right. I don't. No, I haven't watched it, but it doesn't matter.
So I'm kind of a movie guy. So I know that. Uh, I know that the person, the Ryan Reynolds, he's the main actor on that one.
Yeah.
That's one game.
Yeah.
That's one game, and accidentally the developing team have generated and implemented one AI to the game. So there are some. I know that. Yeah, you are. Have you played any games recently?
Yeah. Played
Okay,
some. Yeah.
you know that there are some non-fictional characters, not non-fictional NPC
Yeah.
characters,
Non-player
non-play
NPC. Yeah.
NPC characters. So
Mm.
accidentally the developing team have made one AI for NPC. Okay, can you imagine that? So they have made one NPC, and Ryan Reynolds plays that NPC, the movie, and the NPC can think, he can do anything. So everything is depending on that one. Can you imagine that if something came up like that? So what will happen? We won't be able to play games anymore. So what's the logic there? So the reason that we are playing games, there's one characters, then we can give our logic to that character, and we are trying to sort out some things, maybe destroying, maybe for the
Yeah.
boss or some kind of thing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why we are playing the games. So imagine that there's one AI characters in the games as well. So how we can compete with them? So that's really hard, mate. So and also in the meantime, can you imagine playing chess with AI? That's really hard. That's really hard because there's no limitation of thinking of him. Because I know that recently I bought one Rubik cube. So this is done. So this is for my purpose because I'm losing my memory because I'm in front of screen, and I'm forgetting more things. Like if I'm asked me to get something from shop, I'm forgetting that one. So I have to keep memorize everything. So the things that suggested to me, like drawing on coloring books and playing using Rubik cube. Even though I have to think this one, how to solve this one. I went to AI and asked how I can solve this one. So I played with AI. So that's not good. That's not good. That's not totally good. So the people are losing. I mean, whenever it's come to using AI, people are losing their logical thinking, and they are more need to do lazy stuff, laziness. They are working on boring things. So they are depending on AI is not really good. They may have to use that one, but they are depending on that. uh, it's not really good. So I know that for the viewers, they can watch Free Guy, maybe Amazon Prime or Netflix. I don't know where it's available on because I'm downloaded it on pirate. So in Sri Lanka we have to do like that because it's really high the rate, mate. So we can't get that one. Like buying Netflix is really hard. I know that I can do it easily, but without downloading, I mean without buying the Netflix or Amazon Prime, I can get easily using pirate. So that's easy. so so I know that whoever watched that movie, then they can easily understand what's going to happen for the game world once AI comes in. So I mean it's really bad. I know I'm not saying that you can't use that one, but it's really bad You have to keep your logical thinking, your thinking patterns, and whatever things that you are planning with you without giving that one to AI. So,
Mhm.
and I know that I'm talking a lot, Lassit, sorry. So,
That's okay.
so in the meantime, I remember that one time,
Yeah.
my CEO of my company, he asked me to do some kind of stuff that I'm doing software testing. So whenever software came at an implementation stage, I'm doing testing there. So he asked me to create one AI for testing the software. So I know that exactly if I did that one correctly, I mean I created that AI correctly, so I'm gonna lose my job. But anyway, but anyway, I have to do that one because um, uh, we should go with the recent technologies and the future technologies. So we have to do that. But I know that clearly whenever I'm creating that one, I'm started working on that one, that project. I mean, create testing. I mean, doing testing using AI. So I'm going to put some boundary. You can't go from here to there. For example, let's take that you are signing up for a form in a Google form, maybe for a website. So we can ask AI to fill the data for me, but I'm not allowing AI to submit that. Person should be there. Then he will not lose his job. Did you got that?
Mm.
Yeah. So and also I have one account with my personal email address for ChatGPT. One day I remember that I did ask, "Can you tell me something about me?" You know what, mate? He got each and every detail, what I'm doing, what's my current position on my job, and what are my educational status and everything. He gave me a detailed report. They are reading us. It's not good.
Mm.
They're reading us, perfectly reading us. So um, we can say like yes, you can use, but try to reduce the amount of detail that you are providing to AI. You can just ask the hardest question that you have, but don't try to give your private life because that's data. Data is the most valuable thing in the world. So that's not good. Yeah. Did you got your idea?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Data security has always been an issue with AI, medical field or any field,
And you
really.
feel yes.
Yeah.
So anything else from your side?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, ties in nicely to sort of like when they use AI systems in medicine, like how much data is being collected, where it's going, right? There's always been sort of issues, even with research companies, with the patient data being. So patient data obviously used to be on paper records, not even that long ago. There are hospitals that, even some that do it now. Most obviously not. Now all electronic, one database, and during research people use the certain patient data, but obviously you cannot be sure where uh, some of this data is going, obviously being collected into one system. If we use these AI systems to kind of generalize the data and create trends, that can be beneficial for certain patient groups for certain conditions, yes. But then how much of that data is being collected and how much are people actually like willing to give away? Obviously they need to know how much data is being taken, they need to know how much is like personal details and whatnot, and we cannot be sure. Um, but I guess, like you said before, it comes with some benefits. Like if you give too much, if you give some of this detail, it can help the patients. But if you give too much, it can impact the privacy. Um, yeah,
Yes, they have. I mean, like they have warned us. The cinema industry they have warned us with. There's one movie called AI, Artificial Intelligence, and I think as I remember, it came up maybe 2007 or six something. I have watched that one, so they have warned us these kind of things will come in the future.
yeah,
So we don't know anything about the future. It's
yeah,
unpredictable.
yeah. Of course.
For us, but predictable for some people. So, like, I'm not a huge fan of Elon Musk, but I know exactly what he's going to do. So what's his intention? So yeah, that's up to them, and we have to wait. So I have
Hmm.
one question for you. Will you
Yes.
think? Will you think AI can replace doctors in future? With your opinion,
Look, I've been asked that question by a lot of people, and I think it's come up even in some of our assignments,
okay?
like how ethics is impacting the AI. To an extent, it has, I should say. And the simple answer is no, it can't. I mean, I can see how some aspects of our job can, but when you think about it, let's say, even if you, let's take the case of your software engineers or whatever, right? uh, you said that you can code a program that can replace your job, but who's going to be there to advance or make more efficient that program such that it can compute more data or whatever, right? It's the same with medical field. You can use the AI to collate the data, generalize it, even map some trends. You can use the AI to give suggestions for prescriptions, like it's starting to happen now a bit more. Um, and it can use it to calculate scores and predict what that score, like whatever score that may be, could be your BMI, could be a stroke calculator, risk calculator, all of that. Um, that's very useful, and you can always use those technologies. But people have been concerned that maybe we can design the AIs such that it can uh, just do everything a doctor does. Everything a doctor does is, it's too much for the AI to handle, in my opinion, and it will never be able to. From my perspective, I don't think it will ever be able to accomplish that. When you think about when you think about it, right? You can generalize trends, but what about the cases that are very specific? What about the conditions that are newly emerging? What about people's specific needs? Like I said, with the fever, right? What medication they need may differ dramatically. And maybe specific patient groups, like when the AI is generalizing the trends, it's going to resort to the most common demographic in that country. What about the minority groups? It doesn't have enough information on that. Maybe they are more remote, uh, difficult to get the data from. So you'll always need people there to back the process, and then you'll always need the emotional support. The next biggest thing, right? AI can't afford can't convey the emotional side of things. If you are breaking bad news to a patient that they've got a serious condition, they need to, and they need the empathy from the doctor to help them. The AI is just going to tell you, oh, you have this, that's all, right? And then this is the main thing that people would do. It might be wrong, it might not be right, but even if it is right, they're not going to feel the same comfort that talking to a human being does.
Yeah,
So a lot of
that's
things.
perfect, right?
Yeah.
So it's not, for now. It's not replaceable. So we can say like
No.
that. Yes.
Yes.
So yeah,
Not
that's
in the
right.
near future,
Okay.
as far as I can see.
So those who are trying to study medicine, so you have time.
Yeah.
You can just go through your journey. So you can choose your path. So nothing to worry about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the pretty much question that I have made of today. So anything from your side you want to ask me? Anything like?
Uh, I mean, my main questions were just really regarding the advancement of AI and how far you think it goes. Do you think, I guess, what from your, I guess, from an IT point of view, how would you train the any AI models to kind of match the jobs of a software engineer, maybe briefly, either,
Okay. So okay, let's make
without
it
getting too
like this.
technical?
So that question is pretty much huge. Like
Yeah,
I know that my friends are watching this one, so they're gonna
yeah.
watch this one. So sorry, man. So anyway, you guys are replaceable anytime. So I know that exactly. If I'm not doing it, some person will do it. So I know that it's not good for software in engineering industry. If one person is not doing it, another person will definitely come up with a solution and they will do it. So when it's come to training the model, so for example, let's take that we are doing kind of a stuff that related to compliance, the compliance checking. For 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 a long time it was a manual process. They are checking the compliance using manual process. Now we are and I think they have implemented that one, and they are on the edge of the stage giving that one to the clients. So now we are doing that one fully automated AI, right? but
Hmm.
but there's a dot. So we are keeping little stuff like generating the report, and we are only showing the report. We are not giving them the whole code, how you can get I mean get the how you can check the compliance. So we are giving some data. So for example, we are mainly focusing on compliance checking for websites. So we have around 10,000 data for website, mostly from your country. So we have a huge amount of data. The first thing that we have to categorize, but I think AI not we haven't trained something to do that one. I think we can, but we are doing it manually. For example, let's say that if there are 500 websites, we can categorize them at e-commerce and maybe healthcare websites and
Mhm.
social media. So likewise, and we are categorizing them manually, not entirely manually, but using a manual process. And we are giving the data to AI. So we are keeping the stuff that categorizing them for us, because if AI can categorize them as well, so there won't be any job for those who are categorizing them. So kind of the main thing for training AI model is the data. We can just write the code. You can get these data and you can categorize them. You can after categorizing, then the next step is to put those data into the logical thinking pattern. And if for example the SSL certificate is there, then you can give 1 mark. And the site is updated, then you can give 1 mark. Likewise, we can go. So we can train the whole thing. The most important value is to there is the data. So that's the way. But anyway, we are not giving entirely everything to models, because we know the impact that uh, they will give us. So we are keeping some sort of stuff to us, and we are trying to give the minimal data amount to the model. So,
Hmm.
and we are keeping some boundaries. Once a boundary has created, then AI can't move from there. But anyway, I recently saw one video that AI robot from South Korea suicide himself. We can say his itself. So that's a huge matter.
What?
Yeah, yes, you can just search the South Korean AI robot suicide. You can just Google it. So
Okay.
yeah, this is serious matter, mate. So
What?
can you imagine that? The
Yeah.
reason for that one is the huge workload. You know that we
Yeah.
have trained the robots to give our works and do it. For example, let's say that you have a robot for make your coffee.
Yeah.
You are not you are not asking him to make one coffee. If your friends come over, then you asking him robot to make coffee for everyone. If there's a party, and then robot had to make coffees for everyone. So that's a huge matter. So they if they can
Yeah.
think, they will go for the solutions that they need in one day. If they thought the main reason that they are suffering is human, so the things that we have shown movies, TV
Yeah.
series, and
The
everything will come
the
true.
way they get
Yeah.
their own conscience
Yes.
and can do anything.
That's the best
Yeah.
example that they will get their own
Yeah.
paths and their own thinking. Because
Yeah.
so I think they have released some references to that thing that I told you about, the South Korean AI robot. So you can just Google it. Whoever watching this one, they can Google it. So that's pretty hard.
Yeah. It's difficult to imagine, but at the same time, when I guess it's more possible now
Yeah.
than ever before.
So that's awesome, and then the same time that's really hard to
Mm.
believe. And I don't know what will happen, what we can do according to our philosophy, that like you and my both self, we are Buddhism followers. So according to our philosophy, we can say like that: don't overthink, don't underthink. So stay in the midway. Okay, is it like that?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Is it like this? Okay, that's good. So this is the one that I want. I'm going like this. So that's the best solution that we can do like now. So we went for a deep conversation with AI. So that's how deep is it. I know that this is not the amount of time that need to talk about AI. So in the future, we will try to like. Sorry. Is there any other question from your side? I didn't ask.
Uh, I mean, are we going over time or I don't know.
I think it's better to stop right now, because since it's our
Yeah.
first podcast, and
First one. Yeah,
yeah,
we can explore more this
yeah.
later on, obviously.
And if you have any things
Yeah.
that ask from um, AI, I mean not only AI in IT perspective or medicine perspective, medical perspective, then you can just I don't know which channel that I'm going to post that one. Maybe we'll create new one, or maybe I have already have one for the podcast, and we'll sort it out and tell it to you which channel that we are trying to use. But anyway, in the meantime, so if you have any questions, then you can just comment below. Then we'll try our best to answer those questions. I know that both of us, from my perspective, I'm just a 1.5 year experience on the IT industry. So I have to go more for answer more questions. So but anyway, we'll try to do research and answer your questions, sort out your questions. And like guys, so yeah, that's all from my side for now. Lasit, if you have anything to say, you can go.
No, not really, but yeah. Yeah, thanks everyone for listening in, and yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
leave it be then.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right. And Lasit, thank you for coming for today. And this podcast, we are trying to give you one episode, at least a couple of episode for a month. So we'll try our best to give a couple of episodes per month. And yeah, this is the beginning. And thank you all for joining with us. And stay safe and stay away. I mean, like, stay more away from AI. Give minimal data. That's my advice. Okay, then